Hey everyone, so today we're going to pull back the curtain on something we all rely on but rarely think about, the supply chain. That's right, the incredible, complex journey our stuff takes to get to us. And we're going to see how a seriously powerful trio of technologies is giving it a complete and much-needed overhaul. I mean, just think about it for a second. The phone in your hand, the coffee you're sipping on, even the individual parts inside a car, every single one of those things has been on a wild journey, sometimes halfway around the world just to get to you. So that journey is the story. But here's the real question. How much of that story can we actually trust? Is it transparent? Is it secure? Can you be 100% sure that what you're holding is the real deal and that it was handled properly every single step of the way? Yeah. For a long time, the answer to that has been a pretty shaky maybe. The truth is, our traditional supply chains are buckling under the pressure of modern demands. And the cracks are really starting to show. The old way of doing things is just riddled with problems. There are huge blind spots. We call it limited visibility, where you literally don't know where a shipment is. The data is all over the place, stuck in separate systems that don't talk to each other. And what does that lead to? Well, slow, reactive decisions, huge openings for fraud, and just massive inefficiencies. And don't even get me started on trying to track something like sustainability. It's basically impossible. But what if we could scrap that old system and build something better? Well, this is where it gets really cool. A team of what I like to call technological heroes has arrived, and each one has a unique superpower, perfectly suited to fix these exact problems.
Our first hero is blockchain, and its superpower is, simply, trust. Think of it as the ultimate, incorruptible guardian of the truth for the entire supply chain.
So what is it really? Imagine a digital record book that's shared with everyone involved in the supply chain. Every single time a product moves or a new piece of information is added, it gets written down. But here's the key. Once something is written in that book, it can never, ever be erased or changed by anyone. It creates this single, permanent, completely verifiable history for any product. Okay, so we have this perfectly secure record. But a record is only as good as the real-world information that goes into it, right? That's where our second hero comes in, the Internet of Things, or IoT. This is our scout, our eyes and ears right there on the ground. And we're not talking about abstract ideas here. These are like tiny digital spies, sensors and tags that are physically attached to shipments and containers. And they are constantly reporting back in real time. What's the temperature right now? Where am I on the map? Has this box been tampered with? They collect all the raw, real-world data that tells the true story of a product's journey. So, we have a secure guardian keeping the records and real-time scouts collecting the data. But what do you do with all that information? I mean, it's a mountain of data. You need a strategist, a super smart brain to make sense of it all. And that brings us to our final hero, artificial intelligence. AI is the intelligence layer of this whole operation. It dives into all that data, the data that's been collected by IoT and secured by the blockchain, and it sees things that no human ever could. It spots hidden patterns, it predicts delays before they even happen, and it figures out the most efficient routes. It basically gives the entire supply chain a massive IQ boost. Now look, each of these technologies is incredibly powerful all by itself, but their true world-changing potential? That's only unlocked when they work together, creating a super system that's so much greater than the sum of its parts. Okay, let's actually see how this all fits together. Down at the very bottom, you have the physical world, the trucks, the ships, the warehouses. Our IoT scouts are down there, collecting data. That data then flows up to our blockchain guardian, which locks it down and makes it trustworthy. Then, the AI brain analyzes everything to find those crucial insights. And at the very top, that's us, with dashboards and apps that let us make smart, fast decisions based on all this incredible intelligence. So it's a really simple but powerful flow. The IoT Scout gathers the facts on the ground. The Blockchain Guardian makes sure those facts are permanent and true. The AI brain figures out what it all means. And finally, clear, simple instructions land on a manager's screen. It's this seamless journey from a tiny sensor on a box to a smart decision in an office. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds amazing in theory, but does it actually work? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. Where this integrated system is being tested, the results are, well, they're kind of staggering. This synergy is already making a huge, tangible difference. Get this, a 35% reduction in freight delays. Just stop and think about what that really means. For a business, that's more money,
less waste. For you and me, it means your packages actually show up on time and the stuff you want to buy is actually on the shelf when you go to the store.
Now this one is a total game changer. An 80% drop in fraud? That's massive. Think about what that prevents. It makes it nearly impossible for things like counterfeit goods, or even scarier, fake medicines to sneak into the supply chain. By making the whole journey transparent and unchangeable, it builds this incredible wall of trust where we need it most.
And the economic potential here is just mind-boggling. In just one single, crucial logistics hub like Turkey, the market for this tech is nearly $15 billion. And that's not just some abstract number. It's a huge signal that the industry is ready to invest big time in building a faster, smarter, and way more trustworthy global trade network.
And here's what might be the most important point of all. This goes way beyond just tracking car parts or making things more efficient. This is about our values. This is a system that can give you undeniable proof that your coffee came from an ethical, fair trade farm, or that life-saving medicine was stored at exactly the right temperature for its entire journey. It connects the product in your hand to the promises that were made about it.
Of course, a revolution this huge doesn't happen overnight. As incredible as this technology is, there are still some pretty significant hurdles to get over before it becomes the new global standard.
You know, the upfront cost can be really high, and getting these brand new systems to talk to computer systems that might be decades old is a huge technical headache. We also have a shortage of people who actually know how to build and manage all this. And of course, there are still big questions about data privacy and government regulations that need to be sorted out. But let's be real, these challenges will be overcome. We've seen how this combination, a guardian of trust, an on-the-ground scout, and a strategic brain, can completely remake a system as massive as the global supply chain. It really makes you wonder, once we've built a world where we can trust the journey of every product, what's next? What other broken, untrustworthy systems in our world could this powerful trio fix?